Members of the InTech Collegiate Academy Board of Governors, Dr. Lichty, members of the InTech Collegiate Academy faculty and staff, and most especially, family and friends of the graduates, welcome to our commencement exercises for 2022. Please rise for the processions of the graduates. Seated.
Welcome to InTech's graduation for 2022. We have another great group of graduates this year. Thank you.
Good evening, friends, family, graduates, alumni, Dr. Lichty, board members, and faculty. Thank you for coming out tonight to support the class of 2022. I can't believe we actually made it. The last 4 years have been the quickest, most fun, but also the most difficult I think all of us have faced thus far in our lives. Whether it be trying to balance schoolwork with life, or simply trying to pass Math 1060 CBEs, I think we can all agree it is a relieving feeling that we are here. The class of 2022 is like an awkward friend group, each of us with vastly different backgrounds and personalities that somehow click together nicely. Working with this class is a real treat. If you need help with something, someone from the class of 2022 can help you. If you need a random fun fact, funny meme, or new video game to play, you can get that just as easily too. The point I'm trying to make is that the knowledge and skill set this class has is incredible. I've learned a lot from this group and am proud that I can graduate with them. I truly believe that every one of them will go on to be something great. Now, as I mentioned previously, it wasn't easy. The adversity we faced along this 4-year journey was vast and great. We saw the change of our school's day-to-day schedule, COVID and online learning, reformatted classes and tests after online learning, and scariest of all, the addition of middle school to InTech. Each of these trials shaped us and gave us the experiences we will need for the rest of our lives. The adult world is constantly changing, so I find it fitting we saw so much change in our high school years. Now, although we are talented, we couldn't have done it without the amazing faculty. I would like to thank all of our amazing teachers and faculty who keep the school running. The hours of tutoring time and accommodations made just so we can accomplish each task during high school careers cannot go unnoticed. I'd like to give a few specific words of thanks, though. Thank you, Jens, for teaching me how to have more grit. Thank you, Ms. Lutzk and Ms. Anderson, for giving me the proper accommodations I needed. Thank you, Mr. Stoll, for teaching me how to be better with my money. Thank you, Mr. Kilpack and Dr. Hartman, for teaching me how to be a better writer and critical thinker. Thank you, Mr. Larson, for teaching me many useful software skills. Thank you, Ms. Salveson, for fixing a problem on my test so I didn't fail Math 1060. Thank you, Ms. Ewing, for allowing me to compete against freshmen in the push-up contest so that I could win. Thank you, Jackie, for running the front office and serving lunch. Thank you, Ms. Frainer, for allowing me to be part of FBLA for 4 years. Thank you, Mr. Ashcroft, for allowing me to somehow be the safety captain on the robotics team this year, despite not being very safe. Thank you, Ms. Fleming, for giving me that cupcake last week. Thank you, Mr. B, for playing dots and boxes with me that one day. Thank you, Mr. Stanger, for keeping the school running smoothly. Thank you to Mathway, Google, Wikipedia, Control F, and Math Papa for helping me with my homework. And finally, a big thank you to Ms. Gonzalez for strongly encouraging me to learn Tokyo Drift on the piano my freshman year whenever I'd stay after school to help on math. Without all of your help, I wouldn't be standing here today. I would like to wrap things up by saying it has truly been the highest honor to work and graduate with the class of 2022. I wouldn't trade this class for anything. Thank you all, and one last thing, I lost the game.
InTech Collegiate Governing Board, Principal Stanger, InTech Collegiate faculty, Dr. Lichty, fellow graduates, and friends and family of the graduates. Thank you all for gathering tonight to support the graduating class of 2022. It's such an honor to represent InTech's graduating class as valedictorian. This class is full of so many amazingly smart, talented, and hardworking people that I've had the privilege of getting to know over the past 4 years. I'm sure most everyone is familiar with the idea that high school is awful and terrible, and people can't wait to leave. But I speak for myself and many others in my class when I say that this wasn't the case for us at InTech. InTech is a school that I genuinely enjoyed being a part of. When we get to the presentation of the senior video later in the evening, I wouldn't be at all surprised if everyone said their favorite thing about InTech was the community. Students get along and support each other. Teachers care about the success of their students and provide an environment where we can learn to the best of our abilities. Even when we had to transition to distance learning, the faculty at InTech worked hard to ensure we could continue learning and reintegrate back into in-person school. This speech would feel incomplete without at least mentioning the COVID-19 pandemic. We're the only class that got to experience a normal in-person freshman and senior year. While it's sad that we lost a year of being together in person to the pandemic, we were able to start and end high school all together. We had a freshman year and senior year physics day, ski day, and prom where we had not one, not two, but 3 fake weddings, including a beautiful spontaneous proposal at the end of the night by the one and only Camden Folkman. We have inside jokes that have followed us since freshman year, such as when up-and-coming artist Grimney89 dropped his hit single, Donkelovania, at the freshman year Valentine's dance, and created new ones up until today. Even though we have such a wide variety in hobbies, likes, and interests, we formed a community that's entirely our own. It really doesn't feel like we grew up all that much until I reflect back on freshman year. When I look at our freshman yearbook, I see how much everyone has grown. Our personalities have grown, and our friendships have grown too. I say grown, not changed, because fundamentally, we're all still the same as we were before. We were just given the wonderful, priceless opportunity to broaden our horizons together. We've had adventurous parties and all the blissful moments of calm in between. And no, it hasn't always been easy. Many people realize InTech isn't right for them and decided to transfer out. Among those of us that remain, about all of us had a point where we thought the academic pressure was too much to handle. And yes, for most of us, myself included, that point was the freshman year science fair. But we made it out. We stuck it out and persevered through all the pressure. Over these 4 years, we adapted to overcome it. We went from freshmen who were terrified of Mr. Stoll to seniors who are admittedly still a little scared of Mr. Stoll, but who can also talk to him and laugh with him. We've joined clubs, won awards, got jobs, and woke up at unholy hours to go to events. We lost sleep, cried tears of confusion and frustration, and found joy in the strangest of things. And in these memories, both grand and mundane, we found pieces of ourselves we didn't even know existed. So thank you, InTech, for teaching me so much of what I know today. Thank you to the teachers for making classes interesting and fun. Thank you to the faculty for making me feel safe and cared about at school. Thank you to the student body for giving me some of the best friends I could ever ask for. And thank you to everyone else for being a part of this amazing experience.
Graduates, faculty, board, and guests, it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to our next speaker, Dr. Mike Lichty. Dr. Lichty grew up here in Cache Valley, graduating from Skyview High School before pursuing a bachelor's and master's in education here at USU, continuing with a doctorate at LaSalle University. Not only has he served our community by being a math teacher for 5 years, a principal for 12, and holding the position of Deputy Superintendent of the Cache County School District, but has also served our country and state, giving 42 years of service to Utah's National Guard, serving 5 of those as the Army Brigadier General. For the past 12 years, he's not only helped our community by serving Cache County School District, but also InTech, serving on the InTech's Board of Directors, also being the longest serving member. Without him, we would not be realizing our results we have achieved today and would maybe not be here. So please give me, Dr. Lichty, a big round of applause.
Thank you for the introduction. Graduates, InTech teachers, staff, and parents and students, congratulations. This is your night. Principal Stanger, thank you for the opportunity to just share a few thoughts. Also, I want to thank you for your leadership that you always show at InTech. You always have the students' interest at heart. He always shows that. My comments tonight will be brief and to the point. I hope that's okay, that you weren't expecting something for 20 minutes. I'll be lucky if I hit 8 minutes along those lines. The world has changed since I graduated from high school. When I graduated, we had no calculators, no cell phones, iPods or MP3 players, personal computers, webcams, video games, FaceTime, Twitter, email, earpods, or texting. The internet and other digital devices did not exist. We did, however, have typewriters, whiteout, rotary phones, 8-track tapes, radios, and television. And yes, the television was in color. You, on the other hand, are surrounded by all types of technology, social medias, and the affluence of these present times. You are living in one of the most precious and privileged times this country has ever known. A period of change, challenge, and also of promise. A word of advice: you don't have to keep up with all this change. You have to stay ahead of it. If you remember, it was just the other day when you were sitting in your 3rd grade class full of excitement to learn. If you remember, it was just the other day you were sitting in your 7th grade class, a 7th grade math class, trying to figure out what X equaled, and you were starting to get a little upset with your teacher in your school. It was just the other day that you were sitting in your 11th grade class and you were preparing to take the ACT test and you couldn't wait for school to end. The point is this: time moves faster than you realize, especially when you look back. You here and now, with diploma in hand, commence to the next stage of your life. I'd like to just take the opportunity to share some life lessons with you. Some of these I've had to learn the hard way, and the idea is don't try to learn them the hard way if you can learn it some other way. The first one is life is like a candid camera. It doesn't wait for you to pose, it just moves on. The second one, everyone has the same 24 hours in the day. Learn how to direct your time and your resources wisely. This needs to be a high priority in your life at this time. The third one, be willing to give of yourself. To find real happiness, you have to be able to seek, to be able to reach out of yourself and be willing to help other people, people who are in need. That's when you really find out what the joy in life is all about. The fourth one, I think you've heard this quite a few times. What you do the next 4 to 6 years in your life is going to determine your lifestyle for the rest of your life. and that's a fact. The fifth one, be a doer, not just a dreamer. Vision without works is daydreaming. Works without vision is drudgery. Vision coupled with work will ensure your success. The sixth one, 95% of what we try, we're successful, which means 5% of the time we fail. However, we spend 95% of our time lamenting our failures, which is only a small part of our lives. Learn quickly from your failures, and move on. But take also the time to celebrate those things that you win. The tendency today is this is number 7. The tendency today is immediate gratification. I want to get there as fast and as painless as possible. All good things take time, commitment, and hard work. Two examples, a soccer game. The goal is to get the ball down the field and into the other team's net or goal. There's no immediate gratification in this game at all. I've yet to attend a soccer game and see the ball go directly down the field in a straight line and it goes straight into the net. What I see is the ball go left, then it passes to the right, it goes a little forward, then sometimes it even goes backward to protect the ball. Without giving up, the team continues to move the ball forward even with the challenges from the other team. With time, determination, and teamwork, the score is made and everyone celebrates the success. With time and effort, the goal was achieved. Ralph Waldo Emerson made the following comment: "The voyage of the best sailing ship is a zigzag line of 100 tacks or turns. No sailing vessel can move directly upwind, even though that may be the desired direction, making this tacking an essential maneuver of a sailing ship." Your goal will be hard, and you can expect a few turns here and there, but you'll always be heading in the right direction. The eighth one, even when you're tacking, you're heading towards your goal. And the last one, number 9, life has a way of changing plans. You need to be flexible and remember, change will happen. The great philosopher Dr. Seuss provided some wise counsel in his book, "Oh, the Places You Will Go." And you've all heard this before. He said, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. Graduates, your future is bright. It will be challenging. It awaits you. The choices are yours. Congratulations, and we wish you all the very best. Thank you."
InTech Collegiate Academy class of 2022. Please rise. Members of the governing board, standing before you are candidates for graduation who have met all of the requirements set forward by the Utah State Board of Education and by InTech Collegiate Academy for graduation from InTech Collegiate Academy. It's therefore my pleasure, upon the recommendation of my esteemed colleagues, the faculty of InTech Collegiate High School or Academy, to recommend that these candidates be awarded a diploma from InTech Collegiate Academy.
Principal Stanger, on behalf of my associates on the InTech Collegiate Academy Governing Board and by the power vested in the board by the state of Utah, I accept These graduates who have completed the requirements for graduation and will bestow upon them a high school diploma with all the rights, duties, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Class of 2022, present yourself at the right of the podium to receive your diploma as your name is announced.
Jeremiah Anderson. Gabriel Hogan. Andrew Barber. Chloe Barton. Connor Burnham. Zachary Casillas. Quan Heng Chen. Sydney Zhang. Catherine Doyle. Camden Folkman. Ryan Gallagher. Jackson Green. James Harris. Colin Hastings. Lily Hernandez. Daniel Jackson. Makai Kode. Sierra Pierce. Chase Price. Emily Pruden. Kirsten Elizabeth Rather. Colton Schoenfeld. Charlotte White. Andrew Whitehead.
So I feel like this is what literally everyone else is going to say, but the community InTech is really, really special. I feel like the teachers here actually care about their students, and since the school is so small, everyone knows each other, especially in your grades, but even in other grades. And you know the teachers, you have them year after year, and that just was what really appealed to me about InTech.
You know, I've liked all the friends that I've made. I've had a lot of good experiences. I had a lot of accomplishments that I've enjoyed doing. I'm almost done with my associate's degree. I only have one more trimester and I've basically got that done. I was a member of the NHS and that was a lot of good opportunities tutoring people and getting to know people. And I hope that as an adult I'll have a lot more contacts and be more resourceful as an individual now that I've had these high school experiences, so it was overall really good.
Definitely the early college credit and free college. I'm graduating with over 30 credits, which means like my first year is completely done, and that's saving me thousands of dollars, so it's definitely the best part.
I think one of my favorite parts about coming to InTech is the fact that it's a much more tidy school, and that has really helped me grow a lot. I feel like I've created a lot of better bonds here than I would have at any bigger school.
The small class sizes, the teachers, and the friends I've come to know.
I like that I'm not sure how to answer this question. It just seems like a good fit for me, and it's hard to pick one specific thing.
Probably knowing everyone or getting to know everyone. They make it easy here. You get to know all the teachers, and if they weren't teachers, they could probably be friends. Make it easy to approach.
Well, I would say the faculty in general, and also how nerdy everyone is in this school, and my own peers too.
People just got along. The teachers felt like real people because, well, they are. And just being able to learn about engineering and all the other stuff that I like.
I liked that it was a really small school and you could actually build relationships with the teachers, and I never really felt afraid about asking any questions.
I like how it's a small school and there's a lot of nerdy kids like me who I get to hang out with, and there's a lot of college programs that I get to explore and help out with like any future careers.
Definitely the community with all the teachers and just my fellow students, because it was really easy to make friends here, and really good friends at that. The teachers were nice. They actually would care about you. They'd know you by name. You wouldn't just be another number.
Probably the fact that it was a smaller school and a STEM-based focus, so I can find people who want to do similar careers to me, and that just made it a lot easier in terms of my education.
My favorite part about InTech is definitely my friends. I like the community and everybody here. They're great. They're easily the best part about InTech, and that's something that I probably couldn't switch out.
Freshman year with all those dances, just doing absurd things like a conga line to Megalovania from Undertale.
The trail mix, alright. We had a point in time where nobody did the trail mix except like me. So I collected them all in the end. Everybody gave me theirs. So at the point where I had around, like, I think we counted them all, there was 57 bags of trail mix over the course of weeks. And so we started a war with them. And over the course of the week, it was a trail mix war, and it was very fun.
When Gabe did these school announcements, and then he didn't know what to say after his introduction for 2 minutes.
My junior year in English class, we were reading Lord of the Rings, and we kept getting off topic. And so we had like 20 minutes left in class, and Mr. Kilpack was like, okay, no more distractions, this is it. We're not gonna get off topic again. And then someone brings up the Lord of the Rings video game, and he lets out this huge sigh and then goes off on a tangent about his feelings about the Lord of the Rings video game.
So freshman year in Mr. Stoll's class, we had already drove him crazy by that day because we were squeaky, annoying freshmen. And he had gone off telling us about how we were being disrespectful because we were. And immediately afterwards, he told us to flip to a page in our history books. We were going to start reading a chapter. And Sydney opens her laptop, and she had left a Studio C episode playing at full blast on her computer. When she opens her laptop, immediately it plays at full blast. You brought this upon yourself, Batman. She immediately slams her laptop closed and covers her face, clearly embarrassed, and as the rest of us just kind of snickered.
You know, I've always really liked Lagoon Day at InTech. It's been a problem the last 2 years because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nobody could go to Lagoon Day, so I only got to go my freshman year. So I was really looking forward to it this year, and I'm glad I went, even though I didn't get to go on as many rides as I wanted to because it was very crowded, and there was like at least 3 other schools there. It was very crowded.
So my favorite InTech memory would be when I first started here. I didn't really have friends, so I went to the pond every day at lunch, and in the pond there were giant carp there. So I'd feed them and gain their trust, and then I'd reach into the water and pull them out before letting them go. But one day a few people were at the ponds and they saw me do that, and that's how I made my first friends here at InTech.
Probably losing the game constantly. I lost the game. And making an association with calculators in Camden. I think that really annoyed Mrs. Gonzalez our sophomore year, but it was fun, so.
Hopefully out of college, first year out of college, and I am starting up my game studio and just getting ready for the rest of my life.
An electronic engineer.
I'm hoping to have finished an undergraduate at USU in political science and be starting my first year at law school.
Hopefully I'll have graduated with an undergraduate degree. Maybe I'll be in grad school, maybe I'll be working, I really don't know.
I would hope that I'd be in a job with information technology or computer science.
There's probably a couple outcomes for me. I might end up in some closet somewhere doing IT stuff, although I'm also thinking of going into finance, so maybe I'll, I don't know, be a stockbroker or something. But I'm mostly planning on going into IT, fixing computers, and maybe work for a school district.
Honestly, right now I'm not so sure. I probably will be, out of college by then, but probably in some sort of computer science field or anything technology related, because that's what I've been enjoying so far.
I really want to go to U of U. I want to get a degree in kinesiology and physical therapy, and I really want to aspire to become a physical therapist myself. Help people with that.
I'd like to be in a profession that involves graphic art. I think it's really fun to do, and it'd be cool to have a job in it.
Hopefully I'll have graduated with a bachelor's degree at that point, either computer science or software development. And I think in 5 years, I'll probably either be looking for a job or I'll just barely gone into a job, hopefully anyways.
I'll be graduated from college or also be in college and pursuing a career in computer science or information technology.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm still exploratory when it comes to my major, but I'd like to think that I'll at least be an independent adult and living on my own and on my own 2 feet financially and emotionally.
I'll probably still be in college since I spent a year and a half on a mission, and I'll probably be doing some film stuff already and trying to be a director and start filming my own movies by then.
Hopefully I'll be back here finishing up my bachelor's degree, hopefully my master's degree in aerospace engineering.
Hopefully I will be in grad school. I want to go to grad school for neuroscience.
5 years from now, I don't know where I'll be. Maybe I'll still be in college, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be struggling to answer this question as I am now, or maybe I won't. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our commencement exercises for this evening. Prior to the recessional march, thank you for your support of these students. Now, students, we have honored you tonight, and it is an honor well deserved. But there are other people that you have alluded to that have supported you. So if you would stand up and turn around and first find the faculty. They're conveniently seated mostly together. And if you could give them your thanks right now, a round of applause for their efforts for you. And more importantly, there are other people in this audience here to support you tonight that have supported you for your whole lives. They also need a round of applause tonight. All right, that's enough of that. Class of 2022. On behalf of the staff, faculty, administration, and board of InTech Collegiate Academy, we are immensely proud of you. Congratulations and good luck.